Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to come on and share with you this amazing palette, and it is the LORAC Pro Palette 2. Now some people say LORAC, some people say LORAC. It just depends on your preference, I guess. I say LORAC, I say LORAC, just depends on how I'm pronouncing it. And all it is just Carol Shaw's first name spelled backwards, and Carol Shaw is the founder of LORAC or LORAC, and you guys know what I'm talking about through the video, so forgive me if I say LORAC or LORAC and I'm not saying it correctly, but that's just me and that's how I say it. So I wanted to share this amazing palette with all of you. This is a gorgeous palette. So here's a little bit of information on the palette. So the release date was June 29th, but the palette was available online 2 weeks before the release store date. So you could have picked it up 2 weeks before June 29th via the internet, or you could have waited like how I did, because I was lazy. I waited until June 29th and picked up my palette. I picked my palette up from Ulta. Now Sephora no longer carries LORAC or LORAC, but Ulta does, and so you can always find LORAC products at Ulta. I picked it up for $42, and it also comes with a little mini behind the scenes eye primer that's included, and this is what the primer looks like right here. Okay, and this is the packaging for the product, and then here's the actual palette. The palette is phenomenal. I'll give you a comparison from the original and the sequel. So here is the original palette, and as you can see, the only difference between the packaging of the palette are the colors. This original palette is a well-loved palette. I use it all the time. Whenever I travel, I always make sure that I bring this palette. You can achieve so many beautiful, absolutely gorgeous looks with the original palette. So the only difference between the two palettes is that this is a black matte and this is a silver matte or a gray matte. That's really the only difference. They're both still held together. The closures are still magnetic, and they are very lightweight and portable, easy, travel friendly. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So the only thing they changed about the packaging was just the colors, and that works for me. Here are the palettes side by side. Just like in the original, you get 8 matte colors in your top row, and then you get 8 beautiful shimmer satin colors in your bottom row. I was really concerned about the sequel living up to my expectations of the first one, and I have to say that just in swatching these colors in the new palette, I was so impressed. I cannot wait to start using this palette. That's why I wanted to go ahead and put this video up so I could really dig into my palette and start using it, because it's an absolutely exquisite palette. Between the two palettes, I really don't see any dupes. The two colors that might be the two colors that I think are similar are the light brown and the taupe, but pretty much they're completely different palettes. This is a warm tone palette, and this is a cool tone palette. And what's really nice about the cool tone palette is you get these amazing pops of color. You have this absolutely exquisite plum color, navy color, and then this jade that is just going to be killer for the fall and winter months. I cannot wait to just really start working with this palette and combining the colors. I have to say that these two palettes together, I think, are fierce. They are just the best working team. They're going to be like my go-to palettes that I'm going to pick up and take wherever I go. As you can see, my palette here, my LORAC palette, I use this palette all the time, and you can see that I have my favorites out of this palette, which are the taupe, the gold, the garnet, the sable, the espresso, the black, the deep purple, and I have been using a little bit of the pink and the mauve just because it's just been really nice neutral looks, so your face looks put together. So this palette is just my go-to everyday neutral smoky eye look, this is my favorite palette to use. What's really nice about the palette, I was a little concerned when I picked it up. I was not sure if the sequel was going to live up to the original, because I have to say the original is phenomenal, but just in swatching and playing around with this just a little bit, the sequel is absolutely gorgeous. The colors are velvety smooth and buttery. They blend beautifully. The shadows are ultra pigmented. And what's also cool about the palette, if you didn't know this, is that the palettes, both of them, can be used wet or dry. So like I said, these are very travel friendly palettes. You can achieve almost any look with these two palettes. They're just beautiful. And so I'm so pleased thus far with the new addition to the LORAC palette. So the quality of her eyeshadows are phenomenal. They are just absolutely beautiful. And also what's really nice about her products is they are color girl friendly. So they are chocolate girl friendly. The pigmentation is there, so they show up on our skin tone. They blend beautifully. The colors are buildable. This is just, for me, a very beautiful palette, and it's for every skin tone out there, not just for a select few. So for me, this palette is a win-win, and if you don't own either palette, you should definitely start off with this original palette. But if you own this original palette and you're on the fence about buying this palette because it's a cool tone palette, or you're just on the fence about buying it, you will not be disappointed. This palette is beautiful. Beautiful, and it will be a welcome and needed addition in your life. This palette is gorgeous. It just absolutely is gorgeous. I cannot say enough about this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches for you so you can see how the colors show up on my skin tone if you're interested and want to see some swatches. Also, before I start to do the swatches, I just wanted to share with you, I just wanted to show you the mirror, because you do get a full-size mirror. And yeah, this is what the mirror looks like. So what I wanted to do is give you a close-up of the palette and show you the names up close. So here is the first 8, top and bottom, matte and satin. Okay, and then moving down, and then here's a close-up of the second set of 8 colors, matte up top, satin shimmer on the bottom. And then I'll do the same for the original 2 if you're interested. So matte up top, satin on the bottom. Okay, the first 8. Moving down, we have matte up top, satin on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch the palette. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch the first color with my finger. This is what it looks like, and here's a swatch on my hand. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. This color I just swatched, it's buff. Okay. Now this next color I just swatched, I know it's going to be one of my favorite, and it is light brown. Oh my gosh, these colors are beautiful. Oh my gosh, these colors are absolutely gorgeous. This color here is cool gray. Look at that. And on my skin tone, it is more of a purpley gray. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. So the next color I just swatched would be Nectar, and that would be this color here. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but on brown skin, look how gorgeous these colors are. I do not have a primer on, I have nothing on, it's just my bare skin, and do you see how gorgeous these colors are? Beautiful. The next color I'm going to swatch is purple, and that is purple swatched. Man, these are some pretty colors. This next color is navy. Oh my gosh, they are pigmented. These colors are beautiful. I am a huge fan of matte eyeshadows, and when I tell you these are some ultra pigmented velvety smooth eyeshadows. I'm not steering you wrong, they are. They're gorgeous. So this color I just swatched here is navy. So now I'm going to swatch charcoal. And that is charcoal swatched right there. Really beautiful. And on my skin tone, maybe because it's next to the navy, I don't know, but it's kind of a, to me, a blue gray. And then last but not least, at the top, we have black. Okay, so the next set of colors I'm going to swatch. So here is snow swatched there. That is snow. Then we have beige. Rose. I know I'm going to love rose. There's rose. Isn't rose beautiful? Rose is really pretty. And then here's mocha. Really pretty. So we are getting down to our last four. This one here is chrome. Oh yeah, and then here is your absolutely gorgeous silver, and it's a metallic-y silver. It's perfect. It's really, really pretty, and I'm so excited about this palette. You guys just have no idea. It's absolutely gorgeous. So here we have Jade. Oh, look at Jade. Look at that Jade. It is gorgeous. And on me, on my skin tone, I feel like Jade is a olive green gold. Okay, and there are little bits of gold shimmer in this eyeshadow, but it is pigmented and beautiful. And then last but not least, we have cocoa. Oop, I picked up too much. So it's beautiful. This is like a deep burgundy on my skin tone. So if you have any further questions, or if there's something I didn't answer, I'll probably put it down below in the description box. I just want to say thank you guys for taking time out of your day as usual to support and watch the video. I think this is an amazing, amazing palette. If you already own the LORAC Pro Palette, you know what I'm talking about. This is an amazing palette, and this is not just a hype video. This is a nice companion to the original. This is your warm, this is your cool. You put these two palettes together, you can rule the world. This is just an amazing addition to the LORAC Pro Palette series. I can't wait to see what number 3 looks like, but I am so impressed with number 2, and you guys know I will be using it. So I cannot rave enough about this palette. I am a true huge fan of the first palette, and I was not let down by the second. The original is amazing, and the second is just as awesome. If you do not own either palette and you're not quite sure, I hope that this video was able to help you figure out which one you would be drawn to, and together I feel like you have a 1-2 punch. They work amazing together. So if I have forgotten anything, if I haven't already said that, I'll put it below in the description box. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to support. Please make sure that you do all that you can do to give feedback to YouTube and myself. Please make sure you share the video, you thumbs up, you comment, so I can know if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out, and so my channel can grow. Please make sure you support. I appreciate each and every single one of my subbies. You guys are amazing, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.